Virtual Worlds for Classrooms of the Future by Christy Jameson. School systems are explained by Pence, 2007, to be failing to meet the needs of individuals and society. Virtual classrooms may present an alternative to current school systems. In 2009, Zeller stated that classrooms will grow considerably and virtual worlds will be implemented and used in education. Virtual worlds, like Second Life, are explained by Caverly, Peterson, Delaney, and Starks-Martin, 2009, to provide a virtual world where residents create avatars, which are three-dimensional self-representations, and navigate around an online environment. Harris and Ray, 2009, found more and more classrooms implement virtual worlds to communicate, share ideas, and form relationships. Some educational activities outlined by Warburton in 2009 are self-paced tutorials, data simulations, historical reenactments, and language immersion. The immersive ability that virtuals have are explained by Burgess and Caverly to provide self-regulation, engagement, and instant information. Implementing virtual activities is stated by Booker, 2005, to have the ability to change the classroom from the standard room with desk and rows to a new classroom, explained by Burton, 2005, that will enhance experiences and go beyond the traditional classroom, laboratory, and shop. These new types of activities were found by Nelson and Kettlehut, 2007, to have the ability to support real-world practices. As Burgess and Caverly, 2009, state, virtual worlds promote constructivist learning and should be implemented to benefit students. Currently, Burgess and Caverly report there are more than 200 higher education institutions implementing virtual worlds for instructional activities and educational experiences. Harris and Ray, 2009, state that in the future, usage of virtual worlds for education will continue to grow exponentially. This exponential growth is compared by Zeller, 2009, to the increase in World Wide Web implementation for education just 10 years ago. In order to properly implement virtual worlds in the future, Lamb and Johnson explain that educators will need to take charge to design scenarios and simulations and learning experiences. This includes a progress explained by Twinning, 2009, past designs that replicate to designs that fully immerse students into learning. However, it is not just about design. Pence, 2007, states that developing effective pedagogies for teaching in virtual space may be the most serious challenge in the coming decade. In addition to design, Warburton, 2009, explains that teachers and students will need to learn to manage virtual identities, improve digital and cultural literacies, and develop design skills that can be used productively to exploit virtual spaces. In order for teachers to prepare themselves to properly create these learning activities, Pence, 2007, states the most beneficial way to learn how to teach in a virtual space is to use Second Life. Educators would then have the ability, explained by Shen and Eder, 2009, to proactively design activities that are media-rich and meet learning outcomes and may be even enjoyable. In order for virtual worlds to be created and implemented, Corcoran and Cylinder, 2009, explain that teachers will need to be persuaded to adapt new instructional methods, and it will require the development of easy-to-use instructional materials and assessment tools. However, Corcoran and Cylinder continue by saying that instructors will most likely start using virtual worlds after seeing evidence that their colleagues are making progress by adapting new methods of instruction, and because they want their students to succeed. Another method to support implementation of virtual worlds, explained by Salmon, 2009, is to increase training, development, and support from instructors. Salmon states this will help the success and satisfaction of using virtual worlds. In contrast, instead of implementing and providing support, Gamester 2007 states that if users are going to engage effectively in virtual worlds, they will need time to experiment and adapt to the environment so they can maneuver and express themselves. Although virtual worlds will provide possibilities for education, Zeller 2009 explains there are some challenges and states an example that current work may not be able to be directly used without conversion. In addition, if schools decide to create a virtual world, they need to consider bandwidth because, as Lamb and Johnson 2009 state, many schools do not have the infrastructure to support multi-user environments. Although there are barriers to implementation, the possibilities to engage students and participation in activities which usually aren't available, and the need for educational change in the future supports the implementation of virtual worlds. As stated by Zeller 2009, virtual worlds could be the upcoming educational technology for online learning, and virtual worlds have the potential to change the future classroom.